5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're old, corroding like a geezer.
Hey, where's the beef?
Swine.
Okay, here we are. That's enough of that. Do you guys like the new intro? Isn't it awesome? That was Gary actually recommended that to me. He said, you should get the countdown for Thunderbirds. And sure enough, it just, boy, fantastic stuff. Welcome to Graybeard'S Studio. This is episode 107, if you can believe it. Today we're doing bird named characters. And I know when I typed up the poll and I put bird named characters in there, I go, God, that sounds lame. It should be like, but I wanted it to be clear that we're only using characters that actually have bird names in their name. And if I didn't know any way else to kind of phrase it. So, somebody that like the Angel, for example, with the X-Men, you couldn't draw him because he doesn't have a bird in his name. So it can't be just a bird-like character. It has to be someone with a bird name. So that was why I did it the way I did it. But, what are you going to do? Let's bring in a few guys here that help out the show a little bit. I don't have a punchy segue for us, so I'm just going to bring in the older section of the show, Gary Martin. USA, Gary.
It's hard for me to even begin. I was expecting the usual insult.
I know, but I got off on a tangent, and then I couldn't come back quick enough. And I was like, usually I'm a little quicker on my feet, but I blew it today. So,
well, I just wanted to make an announcement to our viewers before we begin, just to reassure them that there's no AI in this broadcast. There is no anything artificial in the broadcast, and there's absolutely no intelligence.
I think we can all agree with that. Speaking of low IQ, Stan Lawless. There we go. See, I got Dan. I couldn't. Didn't have.
What did you say? Low IQ?
Oh my gosh.
Me no understand.
Did you guys all? And this is not. I'm not insinuating anything by going from low IQ to this, but did you guys watch Trump's speech yesterday?
Yes. Oh man, that was a grand slam of grand slams. That thing, he could have had just a machine gun out there going.
I know. But it was he's like the antithesis of Joe Biden. He could talk forever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so he's talented.
Yeah, let's go. Let's wrap this up.
But, and it's great, the whole thing about the, Zelensky thing now coming to the table. Yep. Trump knew what he's doing. These people doubted that guy. It's like he knew what he was doing. He's not going to put up with shit. And he's negotiating. He's the trade deal with Canada. Yeah, he's playing hardball. And then what are they going to do? They're probably going to meet in the middle. Yep. This is the way, it's the art of the deal. He's negotiating for our country to get a good deal,
Gosh,
for goodness sake,
Okay, calm down, Dan.
Dan's getting fired up. Gary's wearing the USA helmet, but you should be wearing a red, white, and blue thing or something there, Dan.
Oh, well, this is red, actually.
Because it looks kind of orange. See,
I know. It's red, though.
No, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You guys give me crap for using orange instead of red, but it is red. It just looks orange on the screen. I don't know what it is, but that's just the way it is. So it's not Chinese red. It's actually red.
Dan is not blaming the Chinese.
Well, I always blame the Chinese. China. All right, let's get into the chat here and see who's joining us on this fine day. I will say before we get any farther, actually, before I jump in the chat, I did invite Andy Smith to come on today, who blew us off again. And he said, well, I'm available on March 11th. I go, oh, so now you're telling me when you can come on? He said, I don't think so, pal. I wanted Andy to come on because he's a big fan of the Blue Falcon, Dino Mutt and the Blue Falcon. And I figured, here's your chance. That's just how it goes, you guys. It's just... You notice that Ethan is like stealing our format by now turning Comicsgate Kings into a draw stream. But see, he has the advantage because we all come there to do Comicsgate Kings. And then once we're there, he's like, oh, by the way, let's draw. And we're like, for us, it's like I have to reach out to people and say, hey, you want to come on and draw? And they're like, no, I don't want to draw. So,
yeah, he'll shake things up. He won't do that every time though. But he'll kind of. He's got to keep things fresh and try different things. So
just flip the table and invite him on your Sunday show, and then say when he's on, say, "Oh, by the way,
we're drawing." Oh my goodness! On my Sunday show last week, I don't know if you guys tuned in or not, but I had a 45-minute segment on Jack the Ripper that I thought was fairly interesting. We did a little deep dive into some of the suspects and that DNA testing and all that kind of stuff. So. You always get fun, quality entertainment on my show on Sunday afternoons. I'm just saying.
Well,
wait a minute. Whoa, was that a slam?
No,
because you're talking about Ethan.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just like, hey, get fun entertainment on my
show. I can't criticize Ethan for doing a draw stream because, quite frankly, that's.
Well, we didn't invent draw streams, that's for sure.
No, we did not. But we perfected it, gosh darn it.
I would like to think so.
I think Fat Tony agrees with this. What does he have to say? He says, this is the day you will always remember as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, get it? Captain Jack Sparrow? That's a bird name. You could actually do Jack Sparrow. I hadn't even thought of that, but there you go.
So people with bird names count.
Well,
so you could draw Robin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Batman and Robin. Robin, you could, yeah.
Except, who would want to draw Robin?
Right. That would not be my choice. Would be
unless you draw an illustration of Kato kicking Robin's keister.
Yeah, that would be. Now you're talking. John without an H is here. Corum. He says we got Hawk Girl and Dove Girl and Dodo Girl and Pigeon Girl. I don't think that's true. I know
Dodo Girl. I want to see.
She's extinct.
I want to see Dodo Girl.
I know. I'm almost tempted to come up with something.
Well, when you said bird name, immediately I thought Hawkeye.
Oh, see, there you go. You can do Hawkeye.
So that's what I'm. Again, I put it in the private chat, but you're not reading that private chat. So.
Well, see, I was out babysitting today. I didn't even read anything today.
Yeah, Hawkeye is not a bird.
Hawkeye
bird named.
No, he's a dude that has the vision of a hawk.
Is Hawk in his name? Technically, I think you can do that.
It's the name. It's always got to be in the name.
That's how I prefer it.
Okay.
Randy Hell, all the way from Canada, says this show's for the birds.
Yeah. You're finally catching on there, Randy.
Hang on a second here. I got something for that.
Right.
There it is. Yeah, you got to do better than that, Randy, especially if you're coming all the way from Canada. Sequential Artist was actually the first one in the room, but his comments got dumped, but he's back. Oh my gosh, this is even worse. I'm confident all the artists today will be creative.
Yes.
Wow.
It's great.
Oh my God.
That's quality comedy, I'm telling you, man.
Is that what that is?
In my sphere, that's like top-notch stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
that's true. Coming from you, yeah.
If this wasn't the beginning of the show, I would not have read that.
Creative Phase here. Wolverine glitch. Oh, Matthew Muma, Pantheon, Lone Star Viper, the best name I can think of. Brian, suddenly old. Bird is the word. I wonder if anyone is going to do T-Bird from Josh Howard's comic T-Bird and Throttle. I've never even heard of it.
Never heard of it.
To Josh Howard, and I don't know that I know Josh Howard either.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
Hey,
So
speaking of Creative Faye, I got a couple things today from Creative Faye. Got a drawing.
Oh, hang on.
And I got a book.
Let me blow you up here. Look at that. Oh, you got one of the. Yeah, I got it.
She knows Gandalf is my favorite, so you sent me a Gandalf, and then this book that she has. Oops, it's backwards, but it's the Patient Rock.
The Patient Rock. Okay,
you know what? Let me just flip this here if I can find it.
I didn't know that Gandalf was your favorite. Aaron, did you know that?
I didn't know. I did not know that.
Gandalf. What?
Gandalf maybe, but I didn't know Gandalf was.
Did I say Dandalf?
No, but
no. Gandalf.
I love Gandalf. Yeah,
we didn't know that.
Gandalf.
I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
okay.
See, that explains a lot.
All right. Now you're right. You're not backwards anymore. You're right side. You flipped your screen, right? So that you're correct?
Yeah, so you could see the thing correctly. Okay. But I flip it the other way because when I'm holding up a picture, like it's kind of like I want to move it the same way I'm moving it on screen because when it's backwards, I'm pushing it this way, it goes that way, and it drives me nuts. Can I not be a big screen, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just.
I hate me looking at me. Actually, you don't want to traumatize the viewers,
No, that's true. I got something from Creative Fate too, and I was supposed to open it on the show, so I'm doing it right now. But let's see. Duck Bacon's here. Marcus, Killer Group, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge. Rand Arrington is joining us. Corum. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. Leg Kick asked me to show some artwork on my Sunday show, and I said, yeah, I'll do that, and I forgot to do it. But I'm not going to forget today. I've got it, and I'm ready. But let's see what we got here from... oh, my gosh. Creative Fate, just like everything is... Oh, I was going to say it's just sealed up like Fort Knox, and I'm trying to... Oh, her book is little. When you held it up, Dan, it looked really big. There it is.
Right.
Patient Rock.
Yeah, look, it looks bigger than it is. Well, what is it, comic size? Or just a little bit under comic size?
So this is like a story with spot illustrations in it.
Yeah.
How cool is it? I love that.
Hey, look at the last illustration. I said that it was really nice on the cabin. Like,
oh yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So, chat, take note that if you send us free stuff, we will show it on the air.
That's right. Oh my gosh, she just like oh my gosh, this is Creative Faye. Thank you, but gosh darn it, you taped it up so much it's like thank you. She did something called the Wraith's Dating Guide. All right, we have got to take a look at this. This is kind of funny. Now, of course, you would have had to have read Wraith of God to get the joke. And so if you haven't read it, shame on you. I'm going to make myself full screen here. And so we've got the Wraith's Dating Guide. Don't date a married woman. You'll only get burned. See, he's getting burned. If you like a girl, don't lie to her, which he also did. It only leads to hurt feelings. She's got the branding iron right there. So very
really, truly helpful.
That's very funny.
Good tips, everybody. Take note.
Yeah, that's right. Don't date a married woman. They'll just get you in trouble.
That's very instructive.
And then we got Howard the Duck and Man Thing doing there for me.
All right.
Very cool. Hey, Man Thing, we won't make it to the North Pole going that way. Bwomp, bwomp, bwomp. And then I got all the roughs that went with it. Thank you very much, Creative Faye. That was very nice of you, and that's some great stuff. I love that dating guide. This thing is very funny.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, so let's get back to it if we can. Oh, now I'm okay. And there we go. Everybody's back where we're supposed to be. Let's see. Okay, Fallen Low Life. I finally got that. Fallen Low Life. Nordic Nerd. Yeah, let's. Eric Boyd is here. Black Canary, please, and Oliver Fishnet glory. Well, I could do Black Canary, couldn't I?
Yes.
Mike TV Dub. John Porton says, draw Larry Bird. Oh, that's good. I like that.
Oh, he was a superhero.
Yeah, he was. Certainly was. There's an Owl Girl. She's in the public domain. I didn't know that. Have you ever heard of Owl Girl? Yes. Debkoff Schnelly is joining us. John Porton, of course. Yeah, Past Master Dan's in there. Who else do we got? I'll just zip through. There's Byron Smith. Red Hooded. Let me try that again. Red Hood Winked. He says it's orange red. He's talking about your shirt. It appears that way, but it's really red.
It is really red, and the light on me is warm, and it's almost like that kind of like pasty red, or like what do you call it, faded red?
Yeah, Chinese red.
But I don't know why it's appearing to be so orange in here. But I mean, it looks really. I mean,
all my reds look orange, man. I don't know what it is.
I hit the light.
I got to get a ring light. I still haven't bought like new material.
Still looks red. See, still looks even in the bright light.
It still looks kind of orangey.
It might be in my settings actually. I may have moved the just at one point because I'm going through a software, and no, I haven't messed with the hue or anything, so I don't know.
So how much time are we devoting to Dan's shirt?
Glitch says, does that mean the Graybeard's is now going to be a trash cast stream? So we're flipping, I guess, right? So we're gonna do trash cast, and Ethan's gonna do sketching. Hulk Smash is there. HR J Dread. People are calling for Birdman. Chris Andrews says, draw David Finch. That's pretty funny. I like that.
Oh, clever.
Yeah. Kuroko says The Crow. Byron Smith says, if Jack the Ripper killed pies, we'd know his real identity. Stealth X5 is here. Tippy Tail McKitty, of course, joining us. Stealth. Whoa, $10 from Stealth. That's a big
hello. That's a big hello.
It really is.
Byron must have been that joke earlier that someone made us.
Yeah, I guess. Gets a little extra money out of it.
Yeah, I will probably get a full $1 from that.
Yeah. Mockingbird.
Don't mock gifts, for goodness sake here.
No. I'm just saying, it's just, Chris says, Aaron, what about the Vulture? Oh, that's good too. The Spider-Man villain, the Vulture.
Vulture was never, he's just this geezer. And
I know, but he's like a bald head and a big nose. He's fun to draw. I like the Vulture.
Yes. And he's cranky. I love a cranky villain.
Actually, it's me.
It's all, I'd say so.
I am the Vulture.
I like that Vulture. He makes good sense. That dang Spider-Man, he's making noise.
Hey, you Spider-Man, get off my lawn.
Yeah, he's right. I'm going to shut that guy up. He probably lived right next door to me. He's just tired of the teenagers making noise.
Peter Parker's, he's playing his disco records, and he's like, I hate disco. Disco sucks.
Bearwolf 13 says Silverhawks. We've done Silverhawks on that show. David and Kelsey went head-to-head do Silverhawks.
Yep.
So they will never show up on this show again. Then he says Thunderbird. Thunderbird, is that that's the Indian guy from X-Men, isn't it? Didn't he like die after like 2 issues or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many issues, but yeah, he was...
Well, the intro you played, you could draw puppets.
And look, Art of Roy being so pleasant and positive like he always is. What bird brain came up with this theme? Let's see.
Again, quality entertainment, quality jokes. We accept these things.
Bird is a word.
And appreciate them.
Yeah. Art of Roy, we dare you to suggest a topic. Please suggest a topic.
Amanda B is here. How about that? Mike TV Dub is joining us. I think I got everybody here. Somebody coming in late. Randy Howell says, let me give you $2. And I'll take it, Randy. Thank you. Aaron should draw Sauron from the X-Men comics. The thing is, Sauron, that's not really
Well, you said bird in the title. Must have bird in the title.
It has a bird. It has to have a bird name, and I don't think Sauron. I mean, is that a dinosaur bird name?
Like a lizard, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I kind
of like a dinosaur, almost like a pterodactyl.
Well, maybe, yeah. Okay, dinosaurs were. One theory is that they were bird-like at one time.
I guess a pterodactyl would be kind of, I don't know, technically. I mean, it's a dinosaur, it's a lizard, but it's, with wings, you would kind of call it bird. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got. I think we're getting too
in the weeds.
Yeah. Geek Avenger for $2. Blue Falcon Dynamite. We already said that. I invited Andy to come on because I knew he would draw that, and he just blew us off because he's more important.
He's got a life.
He is. Thinks he's more important than we are. Best time I can think of for $1.99. What does this button do? Don't push it, especially.
Yeah. Stop.
There's only one way to find out.
If it's the button to send us money, by all means.
Yeah, push that. Add like big money on there and
right. I say there's only one way to find out. You have to just push it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Look at this. Deb Koth-Schnelly all the way across the pond, 2 pounds. Killer Shrike. Is that like a Jim Lee or a that sounds like something would have been a 90s X-Men character.
Let me look that up.
Chris Andrews says Sauron named himself after Lord of the Rings because he's a nerd. No joking. That's his name's origin. Wow.
Okay. Who's the biggest nerd? That character or you, Chris, for knowing it?
For knowing that.
Killer Shrike looks like a Marvel character, and it doesn't look. And it looks a little bit older.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember that character.
Gold Nicer says, "Oh, wait a minute! Isn't Shrike a Spider-Man villain? Killer Shrike? I don't know. Interesting. All right, now we're getting into the weeds here. Now, Bearwolf 13 says,
looks like a Spider-Man villain.
Changeling was posing for Professor X, who was undercover, and he ended up dying. He had cancer, so he was dying anyway, and wanted to die a hero. What in the world? I thought that was going to take on the Sauron thing, and it didn't go that way at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
And what do you mean posing for Professor X? What's going on there?
Oh yeah, exactly. What are you talking about there? There was Kevin Nolan did this comic book cover of Batman where Batman's getting choked from behind and has a close-up of Batman's head, and the character is called Magpie that's choking. Kind of a silly character, but a great Kevin Nolan cover. So Fat Tony says, what about the Partridge Family? That's too many characters. Too many characters.
Yeah, that's how we're going to increase viewership on the show.
Tap it into that Partridge Family young crowd,
Here we go. Here's an explanation. Morph, a.k.a. the Changeling, was the first X-Man to die.
And rightly so.
Yeah, there's probably a good reason for that. Geek Avenger for $2 says, in honor of Gary, Scrooge McDuck.
I don't get it.
There's a lot of bird character. Tony Hawk, of course, is being recommended here. All right, so I'm gonna stir this in my mind a little bit here, then we'll get right into it. But let's do a little show and tell first, shall we? Gary, looks like you have something really cool here. Can I bring it up? Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, you're teasing us. This is that double-page Frankenstein spread, Rights and Frankenstein, right?
Yeah, I posted this on Twitter. I've made some progress since then. I can't show everything. This is what I've been working on for the last week or so, and so this is all I have to show.
Like this corner of the drawing.
This is the bottom 25%. So I still have. No, I've made some progress from this, but at this point, I still had 75% to go, and probably now I have about 60% to go.
So you start at the bottom and you just work your way straight up.
For this one, yeah, there's no way I could skip around. There's no way. And so I just decided just start at one corner and just finish, because I never do it like this. So I'm filling blacks in as I go. I usually do that last.
Wow.
I'm just going.
So
Inch
you're
by inch,
all the,
step by step.
Oh my gosh. How do you do like just those lines down there at the bottom with the box with the towel draped over it?
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you
Sort
about.
of at an angle. Yeah, the dark side and the light side of it. How did you scraping that out of there?
No, it's all brush.
So you're just going in with black and leaving that white line there.
I'm just inking the lines.
So, like you're talking about the shadow side of the box, right?
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
So
With the cloth hanging over it.
Yeah, yeah. The dark side
Yeah,
where you
I
got
just
light
ink up
white
to-
lines. You're
yeah,
just
I
leaving
just-
that white. That's not
Yeah,
white
I
out
ink
over
up-
it.
No, I ink up to
wow.
the white part and stop.
what
Oh
about
my
this
gosh.
bottle underneath the table with that kind of broken up cross hatching in there? Is that still just you brushing over it and kind of trying to create the texture?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So yeah, the brush is versatile. I mean, I'm learning a lot of stuff. There's techniques that he uses when you're doing a recreation. You're studying everything, and so there's stuff that I have never seen before, and so I'm trying to recreate that as well. So I'm learning stuff as I'm going. He had he had so many techniques that he used, and some of them he didn't use that often, but it's just he was the man.
Yeah. Well, this is very obviously Franklin Booth inspired, but still,
Right.
just-
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's 90% Franklin Booth techniques and with his spin. While I'm at it, I just wanted to show this off. Last Saturday was my last game for the middle school basketball league, and here's a photo of the team showing off their second place championship medal.
All right. Congratulations.
You go. Now,
What's
I
that?
coached 1 year of high school ball, and we went undefeated and won the championship. So you finished second. That's not bad, Gary. But I retired.
Well, we had probably half the team had never played basketball in a team before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we had kids that were really good, so there was a big gap in experience. This young lad right here, I don't know if you can see my cursor. That's my grandson.
Oh, that's your grandson?
Oh, wow, okay.
Your daughter's old enough to have a kid that old?
Yeah, I know.
God. I remember when she was just. I do actually.
Wait, what are we looking at now? What's this?
Yeah, this is pretty nice. Now, how long did this take you, Gary?
I closed my window, so I don't know what we're looking at.
There we go. Dan, what have you got for us here?
Well, I just did this yesterday. This is just the the thumbnail for the video that I did. I drew this woman, which is Kit Carter. I did a Kit Carter, and I did it I was trying to draw like a sort of an anime style, bigger features, bigger eyes, but it's not exactly full anime. Anyways, anyone wants to check?
It's not anime at all.
You don't think it's anime at all? Okay.
No.
This is much better than anime, though, Dan.
Yes.
Well, there's a kind of in between with the anime sort of.
I don't
big eyes.
see. Okay, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see any anime in this.
He's just slapping you down, man.
Aaron's right. It's an awesome illustration. It really is.
Okay.
I mean, women's faces are your specialty. I mean, this is awesome.
Okay.
But
Anyways, I recorded myself doing this from scratch from the beginning, and you can check it out. I just did it. I just made it yesterday, put it up last night, and so go check it out. It's and it does feature Kit Carter as the.
People are saying that they're not.
You don't.
People in chat, Aaron. People in chat are saying that they can't see it.
I don't understand. Why can't you see it?
I can see it.
I can see it.
They're all saying share it, share it. So, can you try it again, maybe?
Okay. So then I add it, and people are not seeing it.
Okay, try this.
Ryan says we can see it. What the heck is going on?
What is
they're not.
going on? It's not. Yeah, I'm
They're still not.
I'm looking at it online, guys, and it is just a blank space.
Really?
Yeah. Let me try sharing it again. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to present it. see what happens here. Try it again. No, it's not working. Oh, wait. That's
that
not
work?
even working either. What's going on, you guys? What? in the
We
world?
can see
'Cause it's-
it.
Oh, no,
You
no,
know
they can
what?
see it in the corner now. They can see it that way, but they couldn't see it full size. I wonder what that's all about.
Well,
So can they?
StreamYard has changed some stuff, and
Try messing around with different windows in your stream.
You were able. You showed my stuff.
Yeah, yeah, we saw yours.
I don't get it. But there it is. Can you see it up there in the corner? Yeah, John's right. It's for $5. Thank you. He says new StreamYard update is
Okay.
garbage. Other
Now
StreamYard-
everybody can see it full size. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so guys, this is the girl I drew, and it's a close up. It is Kid Carter when you pull back and stuff. But yeah, so check it out if you want to. And
new StreamYards has a delay from where you share. Yeah, people are saying this doesn't look anime-ish. Come on now. Beautiful face, looks great. Love the cheekbones. We can see it now. It's full screen.
okay, well the nose is tiny compared to this would not be right on a normal human being. So
Well, that doesn't make it anime.
Can everybody see that?
All right. I don't know what it is then.
Can everybody see that, perhaps?
Well, everyone can see it now.
They can see
Aaron.
it now.
Okay.
It's big and it's giant. We're not visible. Just
Well, that's
image.
fine. We don't need to see us at the moment.
Right.
I just wanna make
no
sure
one no one needs to see us.
Okay, so there we go.
Ever.
So there there is a link in the description of this video that'll take you to Dan's YouTube page where you can sign up or subscribe and get these videos all the time. So there you go.
Follow Lola says, "Nah, Dan, nice try."
All right.
Yeah, they say eyes need to be about 3 times bigger. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're asking if Shane has ever been on the Graybeard'S. He's been invited more than once.
I thought he was on once.
No, it's never.
I think he claims he was on once.
Well, maybe that's so he doesn't have to come on. Well, I've already done it once. I don't think he has done it, to be honest with you.
Into
Oh, this is nice. It's as anime as Aaron is humble. Oh, man, that's
wow.
I know.
It's open to it.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, maybe it's like the way I look at it is this is the way anime should look. So start fixing it, folks.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to share stuff, and let's see what happens now, okay? Because I was asked to. I did a couple of Lord Pumpkin drawings, and this is kind of the interesting thing.
You've been doing a lot of those lately.
Here's what happened. This guy contacted me, and he said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a Lord Pumpkin commission?" How's that?
I can see it.
You guys see that? Okay.
That's the commission.
Let me see if I'm gonna check the other window and see if this is where is
So
this piece is the commission.
yeah, you
Well,
can see it.
no.
You guys, you can see it online as well too. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
they see it.
And so it was just you, Dan, apparently. as well.
Maybe. I don't know.
So here's what happened. The guy wanted a Lord Pumpkin commission, and I was like, my commission list is a mile long, but I was like, you know what? That'll be fun. That'll kind of, a little bit, something I'm familiar with. I'll do that. It won't take me that long, all that kind of stuff. So I started doing this, and I thought, I got halfway done with it, and I didn't like it. So I dumped it and then did another one. But then after I did the other one, which I do think is superior to this, I went and finished this, and I was like, I kind of like this now.
I think it's excellent.
Yeah, I like
love
it
it.
a lot. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize Lord Pumpkin was so spry that he could get in that pose.
Oh yeah,
If I tried that pose, I would sprain my lumbago.
Oh, that's great too, Aaron.
But
Boy.
see, this is the one I end up doing for the commission,
Okay.
and I just liked. I think the face, the head better was more classic.
Well, see, I think
Yeah.
the commission guy got screwed because I like the other one better.
Well, thanks. I hope he's not watching.
I like this one. I think I like this one more. I like
Really?
I think this
Both,
one's
though.
better. I do, but
they're both
I
great.
do like them both. So the one on the gravestone
Just
is
great.
available. So
No, I like this one too. I just really like the gravestone one.
You guys, they're great. Just great.
Yeah. They're great.
Everybody's saying they see it.
That's great.
Look at this. Quorum's like, is there a lady pumpkin? Can you? What would be the
Ooh.
point? That would be like just
Actually, that might not be a bad idea, Aaron.
lady pumpkin.
Yes. A
So
female.
that way I could do Lord Pumpkin, but I'd make it Lady Pumpkin and put her in Garbage Man.
I mean, what would she look like?
That's an excellent question. Because it's not like you could make a pumpkin head look pretty necessarily, you know. And
No,
because
but it would all have to be, below the neck to tip
right,
off.
exactly. The pumpkins are her chest, says John.
No. John.
See, there you go. HR says this is better. See, I do like this piece better. Everybody's of course saying big boobies is the answer. Now,
of course, everyone's saying that.
of course, yeah. I have one other because this is a kid's show. There you go.
That is
Pigman.
adorable.
It's cute.
Yeah, that's my Pigman drawing from. I felt kind of bad for Bosch because I told him I was drawing Pigman, and then I drew this as just kind of as a joke, and then I thought, I hope I didn't offend him. Like you think I was making fun of him or something, but I wasn't. I was just going for laughs, and
I'm sure he's a good. He's a good.
So this is your official apology.
No, I guess. I mean, I didn't know if I actually should apologize because I didn't, but I started thinking, I wonder if I offended him. It'd be like, because I don't know him well, So I mean,
he's a great guy. He would not think it that way. He takes no offense at all, I'm sure. Yeah, and he understands the comedy of Comicsgate, unlike a lot of people, unfortunately.
Well, it's kind of funny because Malin asked me before we started drawing, he goes, "What are you drawing, Aaron?" And I went, "Oh, I'm not telling." And then I said, "Oh, I'm going to do Pigman." And so John was doing Pigman. I think he wanted to try and show me up. And then I came on with this because he was so disappointed when I showed this mail and was like, "Oh, come on."
He wanted to try to destroy you fair and square.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, "No, you can't." But this is from a Chuck Jones character sheet from, of course, Robin Hood Daffy, one of my favorite. This is, of course, available for purchase for those of you who like cute stuff like that.
Like pretty much everything we show on Graybeard's, it's available.
Everything's always for sale, Gary.
Yep.
Okay, I want to bring this up because I forgot to bring this up when we were doing Barry Smith a couple of weeks ago, right? Now, you guys are all familiar with this poster, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did a recreation of that.
I used to have this. I want it back. I don't have it anymore, and it's like a couple $100 now if you can find it on eBay. But is that the poster? The one that I had was like teal, like blue green or something like.
Yeah, I'm not wild about the coloring on this, frankly. I love the image, but I've seen it colored better.
Well, this is killer in black and white too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but here's something interesting that I want to show you guys. I just by happenstance, that's a good word, isn't it?
Yep.
I found this on eBay, and now I can't find it. Of course, now that I need it, I can't find it. Are you kidding me? I wonder if he took it down. Well, I'll just tell you, the guy had what he claims is apparently this was inked first, and then Barry Smith colored, had a copy of it made, and painted the copy. So there's a black and white, and then there's a color version. This guy's got the color version. It has an acetate overlay with the line work on it to go over it.
Oh yeah, I remember how they used to do that. Right? They put the line work on acetate, then the colors colored underneath it. I remember Paul Mounts, so a famous comic colorist, would use that technique.
Yeah, Steve Matson was one of my studio mates. That's how he colored a lot of his graphic
Well, that's how
novels.
they used to do it, right? They'd print out a blue line, and then you'd.
Right.
In fact, I did some of that back when I was working in the commercial arts studio. That's how, because there was no Photoshop at that point. I'm going to try one other thing to find.
Oh, he had to. It was something that was sold, or was that the original?
Here it is. Okay, I found it. All right, so check this out.
Hey, Billy.
Is Billy in the chat?
Yeah, he gave you a super chat.
Billy, why don't you get your butt in here and draw? You know what? He won't do it because he's got too many commissions, and he says, I'll get in trouble if I come on your show when I'm supposed to be doing commissions.
Just do one of the commissions on the show. We'll let you do it.
Billy.
He can do whatever he wants. He won't. He doesn't have to follow the rules.
Aaron, please recreate Kirk's reaction to Spock's surprise return to the Enterprise bridge in Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It's bird themed, Billy. I'm trying to figure out how I might make that work. All right, check it out. Here it is. If you got $55,000, this might be for you.
So
wow.
This is the original color with the overlay.
Yes. So he's got here, let me okay, that's the poster. That's what I had, this print, right?
Yeah.
That just goes to show you how different things print.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. His original looks much better.
There's the original color.
Yes. So he had the black and white, which I love the black and white. So he's got that's an acetate, see, and it goes over the top of that.
Oh, that's cool, man.
But I wouldn't, not
$55,000.
Cool.
It's imagine you walk into a car dealership, just hand them this piece of paper, and then you walk out with a car,
Exactly. Here's
a piece of paper. It's got some acetate and ink on it.
Yeah.
Can I have a car?
So they're getting his original colors.
Yeah, essentially that's what you're paying for. And I'm just like,
what's the original drawing worth?
And that's what it looks like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is incredible, frankly.
Yeah. You're paying $55,000 for that.
Well, yeah. So obviously he printed out a blue line of it, right? And then he painted the open areas and didn't even paint over the.
And exactly. So all the blue you see is the blue line that would be underneath the black line. So that's why it's.
Yeah. Well, I think this is legit art because you can always print the black line if the acetate goes bad. What you really want is the original colors that he touched, with his hand. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I think it's a legit, piece of art, really.
Well, so do I, but I'm not paying $55,000 for it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't pay, but I'd say it's worth it to somebody who's a big collector.
Well, if this is an eBay price, this is what he's asking. That doesn't mean he's going to get it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He is accepting best offers. So anybody that's,
I'm wondering, what is the original line art worth then?
Oh God. The original art line was got to be like a couple $100,000.
Yeah, that would be.
Look at that, Gary. Did anybody ever ask you to recreate this?
I have already.
Have you really? Do you have it someplace?
Yeah, I can find it.
Yeah, find it because I'd like to see it. I'm sure you've shown it to us, but I don't remember. I mean, this is that's a lot of work, dude.
It was.
Gary
and I'm
looks
just
like
copying it. I wasn't creating it. I was just copying.
Gary looks like that guy from the Home Improvement, peeking over the edge of his
over
the fence.
Rand Arrington, $55K? What? Really? Oh, he said, act it out, not draw it. I need the lines. I don't remember the lines, Billy. That's the problem. It's
and action.
Yeah, you have to remember the dialogue.
Action.
I haven't seen you in years. You look logical. I don't remember what he said.
I love your Captain Kirk. It's so good.
I don't remember what he said. He said, Uhura, why is Spock on the bridge in a robe? Wait a minute. That was Star Trek 4. So maybe that was, my God, man, get some clothes on. I don't know.
You should say, wrong things with that voice.
I don't know. I need a script, man. I need a
But
script.
just say something like about Trump or something. It's like that State of the Union.
President Trump's State of the Union was remarkable. The Democrats were churning in their seats. They were too. They were
All
not.
right. Should we get drawing or something here? But
Yeah, nah, we're gonna just do Kirk the rest of the.
Okay, there it
I
is.
want to see Gary's Barry Smith thing. Here we go. Oh, jeez, Gary.
wow. Give us some zoom.
Yeah, that was not one of my easier
No shit.
creations.
Christ.
It was, yeah, it was. It kicked my keister.
Look at Mickey. I love your Luke Skywalker impression.
Uh,
Love this. For you, Mickey. Thanks for joining us. Billy, for another $2. I meant to act it out, not draw it. I know. I just did. I acted it out. Spock. We'll be doing The Trouble with Tribbles today on Landing Party, so you don't want to miss that. Eric Boyd says, "Quit gabbing and get cracking." See, they want. This is like a performance art. They don't want to hear me do Kirk. They want to see me draw Birdman, which is what I'm going to do.
What's your prediction on Trouble with Tribbles? Who's going to like it? Who's going to hate it?
I think Graham hates it because it's silly. I think Anna's probably going to like it.
She's probably going to love it.
I like it.
Little furry cute creature she loves. So.
I don't think Ron's going to like it either. So
That was all right. It was obviously funny.
Well, the Klingons were wimpy in it, and that's kind of.
I mean, it was a comedy version of it. It's fine. Of the show.
So, Billy, if you're sitting around doing nothing, do you want to come on? And you can draw whatever you want.
Yeah, draw whatever you want.
All right.
All right, we're going? I'm going to set up my camera.
Yes, begin.
Barry, if Billy responds,
Comments.
let me know.
All right.
Now, let's see here.
He just says, "Wow."
That's not helpful.
No, I think he's making a comment on my Barry Smith recreation.
No, so he's late.
Yep.
Late to the party. Okay. Should I do Birdman? That's what Steve Rude would do.
True. So, Aaron, you just set up the chat for an expectation. You're competing with Rude now.
I don't fear Rude. I mean, I do fear him.
As a human being, but
Yeah, I fear him. But is Space Ghost? Is he a bird character? Space Ghost? I don't think so. I want to draw Frankenstein Jr. I'm not doing Hawk Girl because, okay, so I've told this before, but I cannot keep telling it enough because it's such a great example of how screwed up and playing off the seat of your pants the comic book industry is. So when I did the Death of Hawkman miniseries, I think it was issue 4 or 5. Originally, Hawk Girl was going to appear. And so I drew a cover because you have to draw them 3 months in advance, for the Diamond catalog.
Right, for the catalog.
And it turned, then when they got the script to me finally, Hawk Girl was not in the issue.
Of course.
Prominently
Crack editorial team at DC.
Yeah, and I got about halfway through the issue and I was like, it dawned on me, I was like, holy crap, there's Hawk Girl on this cover and she's not in the book. And so I called up Dan DiDio and I'm like, Dan, this cover prominently features Hawk Girl and she's not in this. And he goes, I go, do you want me to crank out another cover? And he's like, Nah, forget. No one will notice, or something like that.
No
you know,
one will notice.
Yeah, no one could. And people were on Twitter talking about how excited they were to see Hawk Girl be in this miniseries, and I can't wait. And I'm just like going, oh no, I'm gonna
You
take.
couldn't like stick her in the background, like walking by or something.
It just she had absolutely nothing to do with this. There was no way, you know. It just.
I would have put her in like in a crowd scene or something.
Yeah, put her back in the crowd scene, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Best name I could think of is asking me, Gary. I've heard you say that you occasionally force yourself to use a pen when inking. Do you use a dip pen or something else? The only time I use a pen is if like I'm ruling lines or like templating circles or that kind of thing. Otherwise, I do everything else with the brush. So no, I don't use a dip pen, or it's just like a regular, pit or something like that.
All right,
So I don't use it to render anything. It's just templates or ruling.
I was thinking about this last night as I was laying in bed. This is the dumb things I think about. Your Mount Rushmore of inkers, and this is people that are primarily known as inkers, right?
So someone like Fredo Alcala wouldn't count.
Right. Rudy Nebres, you couldn't use Rudy Nebres.
Okay.
Even though he does a lot of inking, but he pencils and inks.
Yeah,
but a guy that's known almost primarily for inking. So you got to put 4 on your Mount Rushmore. Who's on there?
Boy, that would be tough. Well, see, a lot of the people that I admire also, were known as just straight up artists like Boland and Michael Golden.
Right. But those guys I would consider penciler inkers.
Right. Okay.
They ink themselves.
Okay. I would.
Would Joe Sinnott be on?
I would say Joe Sinnott.
Yep. Sinnott would be one. That's on my list too.
How about Beatty?
Terry Austin.
Okay. Probably.
Definitely be on my list. So I got 2 more.
Yep. And I always look at it kind of like not only like a great inker, but maybe someone that was like really important to the industry and developing style or something like that,
Yeah, I'm thinking of people that influence me just as an inker. See, people that I admire would be Klaus Janson and Tom Palmer, but they didn't influence me at all. I didn't.
Yeah, but they don't necessarily have to influence you, but you recognize their.
Well, that's how I like somebody who that I really admired. Then I would try to steal from them.
Right.
I love Tom Palmer's stuff over Gene Colan, man.
Yeah,
all that Tomb of Dracula stuff.
I even liked his inking on Basima, but I know Aaron, you didn't care for that.
I didn't so much of either on that.
I only like Tom Palmer. I mean, I don't like Tom Palmer. I don't like his line quality for some reason, but I love him. When he inked Neil Adams on those X-Men issues, that was incredible.
Yeah, I would say Palmer was probably the best Neil Adams inker.
Yeah, I would agree.
Hey, is he still around?
No, I think he passed away, didn't he, recently?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Rubenstein, I put that on the list of inkers that I admire, but again, he's someone that I didn't borrow from. And most everybody else would fall in that category of penciler inkers.
Well, let me give you mine and see if it might change your. Okay, so I got Joe Sinnott on there.
Right.
And then I got Scott Williams, because I think Scott redefined an inking style for an entire generation.
Yeah, Scott Williams, excellent. Yep.
And so that's why, and I happen to like him a lot too. I think he's good, but I think he and Jim Lee just created a style. that.
Yeah, and whenever he inked anyone, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Not just Jim Lee, but anyone.
Yeah. So I'm going to put Scott in there, and then it gets dicey for me because I think as a modern guy, I'm tempted to throw Danny Mickey in there, just because he was on top for so long, and everybody wanted him to ink them. He all the top guys, and for so long, and although his style was sort of, I wouldn't say it's derivative of Scott Williams, but it's sort of in that same family.
Well, that Image School.
Yeah, but I really felt like he was kind of next level at that. So he's teetering there. I'm like you. A lot of the guys that are my favorite are guys that ink them, are also artists.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's hard just to pick.
Yeah, it's hard just to say inkers, but I'd say like Rubenstein, yeah, Scott Williams,
A lot of people
Palmer, and who's the other one?
Would you say Klaus Janson?
Klaus, yeah.
A lot of people would throw Klaus in there. I felt Klaus was a great inker over the right guy.
Well, there were a lot of right guys though that he elevated.
Sure.
Gil Kane.
And when was Klaus?
He inked a lot of Gil Kane, like Gil Kane covers. He inked. It might have been a Defenders annual. That it was just astoundingly good. Gil Kane did the interiors.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm thinking about that. I'm visualizing now the Defenders stuff where Klaus Janson inked over Gil Kane.
Yeah, it was incredibly good. If it wasn't, okay, I'm going to say something controversial right now, so get ready.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Klaus Janson, Frank Miller would not be famous.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't think so, because it's storytelling.
If you look at when other people are inking Frank Miller at that time, and what Klaus was doing, Klaus defined Frank Miller's look. He defined it. And when Frank Miller left Daredevil, Klaus Janson continued, from doing finishes to finished pencils, and you couldn't tell the difference.
Well,
so what you were seeing, I'm not talking about the storytelling. I'm talking about the
right, his artistic style.
The style. You were seeing Klaus. You were not seeing Frank Miller. That's how influential Klaus was on the Daredevil books.
And of course, The Dark Knight.
I would agree with you on that, but I think Frank's storytelling is sort of what makes him,
But if he would have had a crummy inker, I don't think Daredevil would have been that popular.
I don't know. I mean, if it hadn't, because if you look at I don't remember who inked him, but his very first work was in John Carter of Mars, like issue number 18, I think, Frank Miller, and somebody inked it just kind of house style, and he just looked like any other.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. But there were a lot of guys like that, like Gene Colan needed an inker that knew what they were doing. Otherwise, it just was nothing special.
What about John Beatty? Could John Beatty get in?
Oh, John Beatty. Okay, I would put John Beatty on my Mount Rushmore. I don't know how I forgot John. John, if you're watching, I apologize.
I said it earlier.
Mount Rushmore because he inked a lot of guys and he elevated everybody, and I stole from him, so he checks all the boxes.
What about Mark Farmer?
He would go on that list of guys that I admire, but I didn't. He was not an influence for me.
He was excellent, though. He's excellent.
Yeah, Farmer made everybody look better too, I thought.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
Boy, okay, so
that's three. I still have one more. So
who are your three?
Beatty, Sennett, and Terry Austin.
Oh, that's right. Austin would be the other guy. You'd have to put Austin on there because of his work over Byrne on X-Men.
Well,
made him a
yeah, that. But for me, he was a huge influence on me, even though you don't see it in my style.
right.
His approach of his contour lines, his thick and thins.
Okay, what about Giordano?
How he was able to create depth with line weights, his background techniques, especially, huge influence.
How about Giordano?
Giordano taught me a lot, but he was never really my favorite inker. And he was kind of a sketchy human being, so that.
Well, I thought actually I didn't care for his work because I thought he was as sketchy with his line.
But his fundamentals, Giordano's fundamentals, were outstanding, and he Terry Austin apprenticed under Giordano, and he learned fundamentals from Giordano, and so did I.
See, that's okay. So who do you got in your list now?
I just have 3: Beatty, Austin, and Sennett.
So are you not going to? Are you going to pull the trigger on Klaus Janson then?
No, because I didn't. He didn't influence me. I loved his work, but he didn't influence me. So I'm adding that part to it. Because there's a lot of guys out there that we've mentioned already, like Palmer and Joe Rubenstein and Scott Williams, that they're all great.
I'm getting a little bit behind on my super chats here, so let me see.
That's my fault.
Stealth X5 for $2 says potato, bread, steak, corn on the cob, salt, butter, ice cream, and a soda. A lot of sugar.
Why does this make me laugh every single time?
You wonder how much thought he puts into it. Is he just randomly hitting food, or is he really thinking this through? Katie did. Hey, there's Katie for $2.
Hey, Katie.
Hello, Aaron, Gary, and Dan the man. Oh, I see. Okay. No, that's fine.
Oh, so Katie, you insulted Aaron.
Yeah. Well, it's hello,
Good job.
Aaron, and Gary, and Dan the man. So it's
Katie, I don't feel insulted, but Aaron does.
well, I just think she's saying basically that Dan's a man, and the rest of us are just sort
It
of.
just rhymes with Dan.
Does it?
Yes.
Leg kick says, and no one says Art Taber. Really? Art's up there.
Yeah,
sure.
he's up there.
Let's see. Katie did says that's because you're awesome, Gary. Well, I'm glad you singled Gary out. I'm sure he's very happy about that. Man, okay. So I would go with, I don't treat it the same way you do, in that I don't care if they influence me or not. I just am trying to look at it objectively in terms of what they brought to the industry and the effect they had. So I'm definitely going Sinnott. I'm definitely going Scott Williams. I'm probably going to throw Terry Austin in there. And then I'm kind of torn between Beatty, Farmer, and Danny Mickey. And I'm going to have to mull this about for a few minutes. Dan, who did you have?
Talking about inkers in like the Image stable, Alex Gardner. His inking is heavily influenced by Terry Austin, but slicker. Get this.
Yeah,
Carl
Gardner.
Kiesel, another excellent inker, but not influenced by him.
Who's that?
Carl Kiesel.
Yeah.
Steve Leoloha.
Hang on a second.
Oh,
Katie,
yeah.
for $2. Aaron, you're so cool and God's gift to women. Thank you.
Whoa. There you go.
Now,
Katie, if
Now
you
we're
were
talking.
no. Now we're getting someplace. This is
Yeah.
Aaron,
It's definitely
I think that's tainted because she only super chatted $2.
Hang on a second.
Wait up.
Okay.
It
Katie,
doesn't
clear-
take much for Aaron to be happy.
Katie, clearly there's no pleasing Aaron. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, you got to know what you got to know. That's all.
He's high maintenance.
Okay, Aaron,
Yes.
Carl's story.
Well, I mean, I know he inked Adam for a while, but he just like disappeared. Did he have a long enough impact?
That's true, but he was great.
Yeah. But I don't think he's better than Farmer, though.
No. Let's see. I'm looking at the back of my art comic inking book. I have a list.
Well, yeah, but you brought in on that book. You brought in a lot of guys that were like artist inkers, not just inkers.
Right. John Dell.
What happened to John Dell?
He went into legitimate art. He got out of comics and started
Legitimate art.
Yeah, he started making the living.
I just like the way you use it. The legitimate art.
But yeah, John Dell was a great inker.
Yeah, he was. What penciler did he ink?
He inked a lot of people. He
But he
jumped around a lot.
was Howard. Come on, help me out. Howard. You guys in the chat know.
Howard.
Kevin Wolf, Joe Kubert inking over his kids. Yeah, but the thing with Joe Kubert would fall into that penciler inker. If you had like your Mount Rushmore of penciler inkers, or you want to just call him
Joe Kubert, I really disliked Kubert's inking because he was super loose. I mean,
that's what I didn't like about it.
Because he was a deadline crusher. I mean, he would crank stuff out.
Howard Porter is who I was trying to think of, Gary.
Really?
Yeah, that's who Dell inked over, was Howard Porter.
Okay. No, Dell inked over a lot of guys.
I know, but that's the guy I kept thinking of.
Oh.
Because it was like on Justice League, it was a pretty big book. And that's where I first sort of knew about John. But then
Dennis Janke, I really like Dennis's work.
It's tough, man, when you're like going you only got 4, right?
Yeah, and yeah, just pure inkers. I have a long list of penciler inkers, but pure inkers, that's hard. People that are just specializing, that's harder. Dan Atkins, he was pretty good.
Yeah, you know who else? Dan Green did a pretty good job.
Yes.
Yeah, Dan Green, he did a lot of X-Men, didn't he?
Yeah, over Silvestri.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was a great combo.
He was a versatile Marvel inker.
Yeah, he was a really good artist too.
Yeah. Kevin Wolf makes the point Janke was the only guy who could ink Ordway. I would agree with that.
Yeah, Ordway looked his best when Janke was inking him.
Aaron, I'm not going to read this chat from Hulk Smash. You might want to do the honors.
Maybe we should get somebody who can challenge Dan on this show. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking challenge this. Okay, that's double right there.
There you go.
Well, seems like a sensible comment to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Aaron, what's your beef?
Yeah, what's the problem there?
Man? I don't,
Logical.
Sensible.
Just self-evident, right?
Oh yeah. Dan's still sort of the newer guy on the show, so we kind of cut him some slack.
Yeah.
Try so he'll feel good about himself. I don't want to just destroy him immediately.
Right. I'm fragile.
Yeah, he's very, very fragile. So that's why he left comics. He went into
couldn't take it.
Art. He couldn't take it.
And your internship ends when soon. I'll just put it that.
I was working in comics.
So I'm just going to say soon.
Yeah.
I was working in comics. Somebody said that arm looks too long, and I said, "I'm out of here. Never again."
Yes.
Coran is in the chat. He's apologizing. Said I couldn't make it. And he's throwing in his inkers: Mark Morales, Dexter Vines, Black Inkers rule.
Yeah, well, Mark Morales is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark is in my inking book list.
I'm going to go, God, this is tough. I really and this is just kind of a personal thing. I'm going to go with Danny Mickey as my fourth just because he's my favorite. And I love Beatty and I love Mark Farmer. But I'm going to put Danny Mickey up there because he was like the number one guy for 20 years. And that's, I think, pretty impressive. So when you've got, Quesada, when Quesada was chief at Marvel, you
know who we're forgetting?
Who?
Tim Townsend.
Yeah, Timmy.
Tim was amazing.
He was over Joe Mad, and he inked some covers over me. Yeah, Tim's good. Yeah, Tim could be up there. Wow. I'm sorry I brought this up.
I do think that black inkers are the best because the guys with the white ink, you just can't even see it on the tape on the pages.
Yeah, it's like
how they were never very popular. They were popular with the fans, but you couldn't reproduce it for mass production.
Yeah,
always the photostat just picked up a white piece of paper.
Yep, didn't really work out. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, just a little history there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, all right. Here's another one though that I think is even as challenging. Artists, meaning pencilers and inkers, guys that ink their own stuff.
Well, that Frankie long. Baby's got to be in there. Right?
That list is long.
Well, yeah, you've got to go. You got to go for Frazetta, don't you?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. He would be number one.
And then you've got to look at Boland,
yep.
Wrightson,
yep.
Barry Smith,
yep.
Stranko,
yep.
Dave Stevens.
Dave Stevens. Holy crap!
Yep.
Too many.
Yeah, that's a hard list.
And a lot of comic strip artists,
Well, if they don't count because they're just comic book guys.
Oh, okay.
Because comic book strip, it's a whole nother.
Yeah,
But you look at guys like, although Sinnott did ink Stranko pretty well. I think Sinnott inked Stranko on those Captain America issues, or at least one of them.
And some of his Nick Fury stuff too.
Yeah, so maybe we can't count Stranko because he didn't do enough of his own stuff.
Well, he did ink his own stuff later, though.
Yes.
Covers and, that kind of thing.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, no, I would say pencilers would be a different thing because I was going to say Neil Adams, but Neil wasn't really a great inker of himself.
True. But then now we can throw in the Filipino artists.
Yes. Then you've got
Rudy Nebres.
Yeah, but who is better than
Redondo, right? Is it?
Was oh Lord, Redondo, Nestor Redondo.
Yeah,
Nestor Redondo. Yeah, he's my favorite. And then Alfredo Alcala was he was an alien.
Nestor was the best draftsman
artist
pure of all of them.
Yeah. I agree.
Actually, I think as far as actual draftsman, like someone who can construct backgrounds and scenes and everything, I think Jose Luis Garcia Lopez is.
But the problem I have with
technically the best.
Lopez, I don't think he was as dynamic. But he drew really, really well.
Yeah,
right.
I wouldn't categorize him as a penciler inker, although he did ink some of his own work, but he didn't do it that much. So I don't think of him as a good ink artist.
I'd go Frazetta, Wrightson, Boland, and although Boland's other than cover work, his interior work is there's not much of it.
Right.
So I don't know if you.
Well, I mean, he did a ton of Judge Dredd, and then
Yeah,
you know he did Batman on and off on some different projects. So.
That's true.
Well, you could say the same thing about Dave Stevens.
True.
How about Kevin Nolan?
Oh Lord, I forgot about Kevin.
Yeah, Jerry Ordway, Craig Russell, Mark Schultz.
Oh, Schultz too.
Schultz,
Jeez.
yeah.
How about Stout?
Well, Bill Stout though. The thing with Bill is almost all of his comic work was underground stuff. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
he never really did that much mainstream at all.
You know who I would throw on the list? Adam Warren.
What happened to Adam?
I don't know.
I have not seen him in ages.
I don't know.
But he was
Jerome
like,
Moore.
yeah, but Jerome's problem is he didn't do enough.
Yeah, he didn't do that much, but what he did was
fantastic.
Magical. Yeah.
Yep.
Sean Murphy.
Oh, yeah, Murphy's good. This is too hard. Who brought this up anyway?
Oh, John Romita. Not talking about any of his kids. I'm talking about Big John himself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there's your next subject. Best female artist. Like what? I mean, best women. The guys who choose best females.
Very short list.
Yeah.
John Severin.
Yeah.
Al Williamson.
I liked Al better when Frazetta inked him, but that's just because I like Frazetta.
Well, it's because Frazetta was inking them.
People are saying Art Adams. The problem with Art is most of Art's published work was inked by somebody else, though. I mean, his comic book work. Because I don't think I'm trying to think of other than
probably when he started doing Dark Horse stuff, like the Legends stuff. That's when he really got serious about inking his own work.
Right
after that, it was pretty much he inked his own work after that.
Right.
We're forgetting. Well, I don't know if Jack Davis would qualify as.
Well, he could. He did a lot of.
Yeah. We can't forget Michael Golden.
Now, see, Golden probably you almost have to put Golden on there because he influenced so many artists.
Yep.
And that's important to this whole thing, right? It's like, I mean, you couldn't put Art Adams in front of Michael Golden. You couldn't put McFarlane if you wanted to. You couldn't put McFarlane in front of Golden because they were both heavily influenced by him.
Well, like all the Image guys.
Yeah.
Jim Lee, I mean, all of them.
Yep. Jim Lee's good, but he doesn't really ink himself all that much.
That's true. But that's true. But he can ink himself.
Yes.
Oh, what about Kevin? Thank you. Kevin Wolf, Mike Plug.
Yes. Mike was definitely his own best inker.
Yep.
Reed Crandall was terrific.
I'm not a big Crandall fan.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. He was a good draftsman, but it just zero dynamics.
True, but the reason I love him so much is because of the Golden Age. There was just guys that couldn't. He drew better than anybody in the 40s, except for maybe Mac Rayboy.
Well, yeah, I would classify Reed as not a comic book artist, but more of an illustrator.
Yeah.
Toshiro says, my wife just gave me the auction art we got from you, Gary. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Toshiro. Man of good taste. Or I should say your wife has good taste.
Yeah. Whoever.
Yeah, Toshiro, your taste is questionable, but your wife's taste is outstanding.
Right on the money. All right.
I shared some photos earlier, and I'd like to continue on that theme. That I was digging in my yearbook looking for a photo of Tina McDonald.
Wait a minute. What about?
Oh,
Did you find the Tina photo?
we got to see this. We got.
What have you got for us, Gary?
So before I share a photo of Tina McDonald,
Oh, you guys,
You
this
actually
is
got it. Oh my gosh.
This is a show everybody needs to be at. If they're not watching right now, they're going to be so upset.
You should advertise on Twitter the Tina reveal.
If only I know.
yeah. Hold on a second. Before we see Tina, check out this handsome devil.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hang on.
Oh my gosh. Young Gary Martin. Did you have
Dude.
hair?
Check out that blazing red hair.
Wow.
Seriously, man,
Oh, you
look
had red hair, huh?
you
Red
look like
hair and
Opie.
freckles. They
You look like
called me
Opie
Carrot
Cunningham.
Top.
Or what? Not Opie Cunningham. Who was it on? Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I didn't know you had red hair.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Glitch is saying I still can't see. Not showing yet.
Really? Nothing. Dang it.
Stat zero's out.
So how did you fix it, Aaron? How did you
Tried
fix it?
showing just his picture. Take us out. That worked last time.
Oh, wait a minute. That's just me. No. Where is it?
Yeah, see if that works.
Did
Let
that
us know,
work?
folks.
We're still
Leave
on
it there
the
for a
bottom.
second. See if it
We're on the
works.
bottom.
See it?
Yeah, okay, they see it.
All right. There you go.
All right, so there's Carrot Top, a senior in high school.
So, Gary, when I met you, your hair was blonde, wasn't it?
No, it was never blonde.
Did it just turn brown? Or sandy or
Yeah,
whatever?
brown. Sandy brown, yeah. Let's see.
That's Richie Cunningham from Happy Days, yes? Yes, it is. Wait a minute. Is that you?
Yeah, that's
Who's the guy that's taller than you?
that the center. So I was a forward.
Dude, you in high school, you're 6'4".
Wow.
I was a forward in high school.
How tall
Yeah,
was your
just
center? 6'6"?
6'6".
Wow, you guys had some height. I mean, we had a 6'8" guy. We went 6'8", 6'5", and then I was like third tallest at like
Yeah, we had a
6'2".
6'8" guy, but he was gangly. And yeah, so I could see why Tina had a crush on me. Check out those He-Man quads.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the guy here on the left, that's Ray Townsend. He turned pro. So that's why we won the championship, because of Ray.
Ray Townsend was on your team?
That'll do it.
Yep. I used to work out with him.
Where did he go to college at? Did he go to UCLA?
He went to UCLA, and then he went to the Warriors.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Ready?
The Tina reveal, folks. Here it is.
Okay. Whoa. Hey.
I know I saw her at Woodstock. I'm sure of it.
So
Is that like an elf ear and that's going on the side there?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with her hair.
Oh, that's a bray or something.
It kind of looks like a wig, but I don't really want to analyze what's going on with her hair because that reminds me of something else.
Well, she looks a little angry, so that could explain a number of things.
Yeah, she's
Randy Howell says that's a man, baby.
So there's Tina.
There we go.
Okay, got a face to this. You can now picture it.
She's watching right now, and you just ruined her life, Gary. I hope you're happy.
Ruined her life. Well, that was her like at her peak.
Oh man! You're saying it only went down?
Well, I mean, that photo was taken in the 70s.
Oh my gosh, poor Tina. We knew her well.
I'm sure she's a very fine young person out there.
Well, no, she broke a pencil off of my back.
I mean, that was because she's just young. She's young. I'm sure she turned out to be a fine, upstanding citizen.
Yeah, Gary, and here you are. Tupelo Tunist for 5. Thank you, sir. Speaking of birds, when you first broke in, Lopez, did you prefer dodo quill or number 2 saber-tooth hare? I did not use a quill. I still don't. Every time I use a quill, it splatters all over the place. So I was a brush guy, always a brush.
So
and then
saber-tooth hair is the answer to that question.
Yeah. Are you getting on my case, Gary, for like spreading the answer out too much there?
No, I'm just surprised you're not taking this as an insult.
Oh, I get it.
Randy, how you didn't hear the story? How Tina, like, I spurned her Valentine and she like let me have it with her pencil.
Well,
Please,
refresh the viewers. There may be some new people who haven't been in.
I'm not telling that story again.
Well, you just did. Just give the short story.
Yeah, the
shortened version. Give us the clip notes.
Someday, but not today.
And the legend of Tina. Oh well.
What episode was that? Rand is asking. Which one was that? You remember
the first Tina episode?
Where it was I told that story in the beef segment.
It had to have been in December. Or
I don't think it was that far back.
Well, David was here, wasn't he? When you told it,
no,
wasn't he?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't that far back. It was like maybe a month ago.
My drawing sucks. Just saying. Gotta get this.
Aaron, that's what blue pencils and erasers are for.
And that's what I'm using it. I've got it.
Yeah, Glitch says it was 4 or 5 Graybeard's ago. I think you're right.
Well, feels like it was longer.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I mean, the legend grew very quickly.
It did.
Oh. Oh, man. Look at this fist the way I don't know. So, did anybody watch any of the Academy Awards?
No.
Negative.
I did not either. Do you know that a trans musical was nominated for Best Picture?
Oh, what a surprise.
What was it?
I don't remember the name of it, but the story was this mobster who then wanted to become a woman and lead a normal life.
Was this an Italian mafia type guy?
Apparently. And
wow.
They already did that in The Sopranos.
He's a real trans, this dude is.
Did you say this was a musical?
Yes, and it is embarrassingly bad.
Wow.
I've just seen some musical numbers from it, and it's just like, you think it's like a joke, like Saturday Night Live or something.
Right, a satire, yeah.
Yeah, and this dude got nominated as Best Actress.
Oh.
And was the front runner to win until he came out on Twitter and started bad-mouthing George Floyd. So then they canceled him, basically.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched the Oscars. I can't even remember the last time. It's been decades, literally decades. I don't watch award shows, period. And I have to be, if I'm nominated for an award, I have to, they have to drag me there.
You're kind of like the Woody Allen of comics, is what you're saying.
Well, that.
I mean, only in the sense that you don't like award shows, not in that.
It's good for promotion. Harvey winner, that kind of stuff. It's good for promotion, but other than that, doesn't put food on my table.
Well, Yeah, show me one guy that's won a major comic book award that's, you know, it helped them get more work or
Right.
turned into, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't impress editors. I mean, it's and it's, you know, it's like any other award show, it's kind of fixed.
It
You know,
sure
so
is.
it's not a true representation of your popularity. Because they're very political. Just like you said, you know, the example that you said that.
So, Aaron, I noticed the other day you moving up in the Warlock Awards there. Your standing's going up. You're getting that. I think you're going to nail something there.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of floating around that same between 3 and 5 spot.
No, I'm saying it went up a little bit. I thought, yeah.
I don't know from which category are we talking about. I've been stuck at number 3 in the writing department and kind of anywhere between. Well, maybe I moved up in the artist a little bit to 5. Maybe I was
that's
lower
something.
than that. I can't remember. After this drawing, though, I'm going to go back down. God,
Randy Howell is saying that only your campaign, Wraith of God, number 3, Fear Hollow, is only 68 measly bucks away from 76K. And he's posting the link.
well,
Nice. Thank you
very much.
Thank you, Randy.
You guys will find a link in the description of this video that'll take you right to Wraith of God 3 Fear Hollow, which should I show a page? I always,
Yes, you should.
I'm always afraid that I'm revealing too much, but
No.
let me see what I got here.
Only Tina McDonald could reveal too much.
Oh man,
Poor Tina.
you really hold a grudge, don't you?
Well, I'm still.
Does it still hurt when it gets cold?
Well, the scar is still visible.
Is it an emotional scar as well?
Probably. I think the slap was probably more emotionally traumatic than the pencil stab. So she turned to violence toward me twice.
All right, here's a little something here.
Okay, could you? Yeah, let's get a good look at that. Blow that baby up.
You got there's Esther.
All right.
Wraith. Looking at the empty grave of the headless horseman.
Wow, I would have to say that's the best illustration of an empty grave I've ever seen.
It looks really good, though. Really good.
Look at that crazy cross hatching in there.
Yes, sweet cross hatching. And look how you're spilling that figure with the sword off the page, so it creates movement.
Well, and also this is kind of a little bit of a flashback because he's talking about the original Hessian that became the Headless Horseman. So this is all going to be dialogue balloons here beside him. It's just kind of a quick little image of him. And so that's kind of the idea behind that. So,
and then standing there looking, the left corner panel, standing there looking at the gravestone, holding the light so we can get the underlighting effect.
Yep. There it is. So yeah, you guys, this is coming along quite nicely. Get in there and support your local artist. That's me.
David's in the chat and he's asking, where'd he go? Hold on a second, David. You're scrolling. Did you ever tell him about the beef? No, we've not done the beef yet.
Is it too late in the game to throw this out? I think it is, but I'm doing it anyway. I don't like it. I'm telling you, I don't like it, Gary.
You're throwing that out?
I'm tossing it aside. I'm not throwing it out. I'm tossing it aside.
Is that a new piece of paper or did you flip it over?
I flipped it.
Okay. So it's 3:37, Aaron. How much time do you have to finish this?
About 30 minutes.
Okay. And so you're going directly to graphite. You're not going to use blue?
I'm not using blue. I'm over rendering stuff. I'm like, I got to get in there. I got to John Buscema this baby.
So this is like
maybe you made 30 minutes. You got to Vince Coletta it, man.
Yeah. So if you if you meet Aaron at a convention and like you give him $300, this is the kind of drawing you'll get.
You just wait. I'll pull this off.
No, I mean just the circumstances where you grab your pencil and you start drawing like crazy.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
test.
Yes, you're right. I gotta switch this up, man. I gotta go Black Canary. Birdman.
I'm surprised you didn't draw her in the beginning.
The ghost of Steve Rude is somehow affecting my ability to.
David, you're still in the chat. Why is Black Canary a white girl?
Because every character was a white girl back in the day.
Well, they should have called her White Canary, right? It's White Canary. Oh, that's racist.
I always thought it was funny that they would always, like a black character, they would always put black in their name.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Black
it
Lightning.
It makes them tougher. Yeah, makes them tougher.
Luke Cage was the only guy, you know. Look, it's Black Luke Cage. No, it's just Luke Cage.
Yeah, they call him. It's the Black Luke. Aaron, by the way.
Yes.
She's asking, Mickey is asking, Gary, I still haven't gotten my letter from Aaron.
She's asking you about my letter. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right on that, Mickey. Just hang in.
He's getting right on it, Mickey. David says she wasn't in the movie Birds of Prey.
Black Canary wasn't?
That's what he says.
Was there a movie?
Birds of Prey?
Yeah, there was.
I didn't know that.
They were changed so much, though. That was one of the ones they really made into a woke thing, you know, total feminist thing.
Well,
probably just to troll Chuck Dixon, you know. Oh yeah, you're a conservative. We'll see what we'll do with your characters. We're going to take your characters and make them.
Fallen Low Life says she was White Canary in the TV show.
White Canary? I've never heard of this stuff. Tupelo Tunis for $10. Pronounced Tupolo. Tupolo. That's what I said.
Tupelo Tunis.
Didn't I say that? Tupolo?
Yes.
But that's okay. So apparently I said Tupulo, but I meant Tupolo. This is my first attempt at drawing at home with you guys. It's just as fun and twice as nerve-wracking as I thought it would be. Excellent, because now you know what I feel like.
Well, the slight difference, put yourself on camera and broadcast it live.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. But it's at times like these I just ask myself, Gary, what would Tina do? And that's how I get.
I think I'm going to get one of those bands, wristbands that says WW PD.
What's Tina do?
Now, in certain contexts, that might be a good band. Like you could give it to the U.S. Marines or something like that. You know, somebody who's got a fighting spirit. I mean, you want Tina on your side, you know, when you're charging the beaches of Normandy, you know.
Well, with a pencil?
Yes. It's a symbolic thing, you know.
No, charging the beaches of Normandy. I don't want any symbology. I want like 50 caliber Thompsons.
The spirit of Tina.
Oh my gosh.
The fight of Tina. She was not a pushover. She was not to be trifled with.
Okay. That's a perfect way of putting it. I trifled with her and paid the
What happened? You got stabbed as a result.
F around and find out, right?
That's right. Poor Tina. Where is she now, Gary? Where?
Yeah, see, I don't want to know where she is. Speaking
Alas,
of these,
Tina.
it might be that time.
Yeah, last Tina, we knew her well.
I knew her well.
Yeah, David showed up just to see the beef so aired. I think it's time for that.
Okay. Well,
The favorite part of the show.
I'm like, I'm locked in right now, man. Don't interrupt me with my 30 minutes.
I could tell you're into this drawing, so you may have made the right move here.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
What's Gary's beef?
Nice.
All right, Gary. Let's hear what you got first.
Okay. You may, both you and Aaron, you and Dan may identify with this beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting unsolicited artwork sent to me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter.
Basically, any place.
I'm not talking about people sending me artwork that, people that I know. That's different. I'm talking about, this happens to me all the time, that I'll get a private message on Facebook.
Okay.
I look at it and it's from a name that I don't recognize.
Okay.
So I have no idea who they are. I open it up and it's artwork. And it's always bad artwork. Always. And so I'm assuming because it's bad artwork, the person who's sending it is the artist.
Well, you would think, sure.
Yeah, it's not like, somebody's sending me,
Gotta check
Rosetta
this guy out.
illustrations that I've never seen. This is stuff, So I'll give us, this happens to me a lot. And so I'll give a specific example. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago where I put it up, some guy, I had no idea who he was, sending some artwork. And I would scale to 1 to 10. I'd give it wasn't, I'd say a 4.
Okay.
It wasn't professional, but it didn't make me nauseous.
Okay.
But there was no text.
He just sent the artwork with nothing?
Yes, it's just the artwork.
I have never had that happen to me. I usually get it with like a message or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know this guy. He's sending me artwork. Why? What am I supposed to do with this?
That guy's in the audience right now, Gary.
He might be. And so I'm trying to be diplomatic, okay, so I write him back and I say,
Well, you wrote him back.
yes, I did, because I was curious, but that was my mistake. I wrote him back and I asked him, why are you sending me this?
Okay.
His response, I'll have to paraphrase, I can't remember exactly. It was something in the nature of, isn't this the best artwork you've ever seen? You need to give me my prop.
No, come on.
I am serious.
No way.
I am serious.
Was he might have been trolling you. Or...
Yeah, I was just like, is you sure this guy's not trolling you, Gary?
Well, I went to his Facebook page and he was the artist and he had examples of his work and it was all mediocre. So I just wrote him back and I said, clearly you're not as good as you think you are. And then I blocked him.
Oh man.
But that's not the first time that happened. People send me artwork all the time. And if there's etiquette.
Yes. There should be.
If you're going to send artwork to someone, give them a little, like heads up saying, hey, I'm an artist, I like your work. Can I send you something to get, can you get some comments? At least give us a heads up. Mostly we'll say, no, we don't do critiques because we don't have time. because you guys probably get asked a lot too. I get asked
Yes.
critiques a lot, and I just don't have time to do them.
I get asked, but I do have time to do them.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
But that's the polite way to do it. You don't just send artwork and not say anything. And am I supposed to like bow down to this guy? I mean, what is he expecting?
I think I'm going to do that, though. I'm just going to send my art to random people and say, "Is this the best
Yeah, but
artwork you've ever seen?"
You're a professional. That's different.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not going to say anything but that. I'm going to say, just send it to random people. Is this the best artwork you've ever seen?
Okay. So here's another example of that.
There's more.
Same thing. Guy sent me some artwork, but he had a little comment. So I opened up the artwork and I regretted it immediately.
Not good.
You know, when you look at artwork and you realize just by seeing it, you've been diminished.
Oh, man.
That's how bad it was.
Oh boy.
I couldn't even tell what it was. It was like, no, I'm serious. He had illustrated some scene because there were like some vague figures in it and backgrounds. It kind of looked like there were some pillars, maybe pillar-shaped things. And so it might have been like a throne room or a palace. Or, I don't know. I'm guessing. And some of the figures might have had wings. I couldn't tell. It was a mess, absolute mess. And this is what he wrote me. I wrote it down, word for word. I'm going to read it word for word.
All right.
You ever want to show off what your inking would be like over one of my pencils, I, of course, would be honored. I am not kidding.
What's wrong with that?
This guy is in the chat.
So this guy is sending me this mess, and he wants me to ink it for free to show off my
Well, they
inking
just don't. They
to
just don't.
honor this complete stranger.
They just don't know. That's all, you know.
Well, it's more than don't know. This is how we put food on our table. We don't have time to just.
But that's what I'm saying. They
honor
don't.
People.
They don't think that way. They're not thinking that way.
Well, it would be the equivalent of Tina McDonald calling up some famous cosmetic surgeon and saying, if you ever want to show off your plastic surgery skills on my face, I'd be honored.
Oh man, Gary, going for the jugular there, man.
That's my
Poor Tina.
Oh, got him rolling in the aisles, Gary. Sequential artist for 20 big ones. Thank you, sir. You improve even other shows. As I was watching Singing in the Rain, I lost it when Gene Kelly is stressing how much he is not into his leading lady by saying, I'd rather kiss a tarantula. I was done. True story.
I don't remember that.
He does, yeah, because his the one girl that was his like co-star in all the silent movies and she had that horrible voice.
Right.
He's like, I'd rather kiss a tarantula. Oh my gosh. There you go. Folks, this is why you come here. Because Gary is going to say something that will shock you every week.
So this
shock
doesn't
and
happen
awe.
to you guys. You don't get unsolicited artwork sent to you often from strangers. Let me clarify that from strangers.
Not in the sense the way you're describing. I have never had
Not
anybody
really.
send me something without any sort of I've had people send me stuff. Plenty of people send me stuff, but not with no message. And then I've never had anybody let me know that if I wanted to, that I could ink them. Wow, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
right?
just for fun. I'm not offering you any money, of course.
and my penciling is really loose, and you can't tell what it is.
No, not.
Therefore,
It
you have
might
to
have been the
redraw.
loosest drawing I've ever seen, ever.
He wanted you to clean it up, man. He heard that.
Yeah, cleaned it up. That's putting it diplomatically.
He had heard that Buscema was really
Yeah, yeah.
really loose with his pencils.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is. I don't know how you do it, Gary, but you have.
No, I do think it's a universal thing, though. A lot of people don't understand. They just think we do this for fun, and they don't realize you got to pay your mortgage, you got to pay your car payment, you got all these things got to come out of these drawings. And every time you sit down to draw, it's work. It's even though you may like it, it is work, and it's work that you have to somehow turn into money.
I have a friends and family discount, but I still make them pay. I might do, like something as a gift every once in a while, but that's an exception. I don't go around,
Yeah, that's why I try to avoid those assignments.
I did not even offer the critique. There's no way I could. The only critique I could have made on that guy was just to say, do the Kelsey technique and just set it on fire.
Well, the
Oh, wait, you were sent original artwork? This wasn't digital. This was.
No,
No,
I would tell him to set it on fire.
Oh, okay.
You still have another super chat.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know how to respond to that, Gary. I just let's see here. You improve. Okay, Rand for 20. Thank you, man. He says warm of this account's Gary. Okay, warm of this account's Gary because I'm sending a bunch of crap. Let's try that again. Help me out. Warm of this account's Gary. Can you make sense of that, Gary?
Maybe it's warning.
Warn of this account's Gary because I'm sending a bunch of crap.
So he's warning me that he's sending crap to me. That's how I read that. Are we correct?
Yeah, that was I hate to misread a $20 super chat.
Yeah.
This account's Gary.
Well, have him type it again for free.
Yeah, Rand, put it in there again for free. So he correct the spelling in there or whatever got jacked up.
And this is Graybeard'S. Tell him to send another $20 super chat.
Oh, okay.
He says those. Okay, so those. Okay, so where do we put this?
Where do we put those?
Of those accounts, warn of those accounts, Gary's, because I'm sending a bunch. Still not. Rand, you've got to do better.
Yeah.
He's doing it on his phone. He's probably doing it on his phone. It's like how it is, try to type in the phone.
He goes sending you stick figure drawings is what he's.
Okay. But see, even stick figure drawings would have been better than that illustration, because it was one of those, like car wrecks on the side of the road. I just had to look at it and try to figure out what was going on, and the longer I looked at it, I could just feel my soul being sucked out of it.
Maybe it was like a Rorschach test.
Yeah.
What do you see in it?
Yeah, what do you see here?
It was a trap.
It's a trap.
I got a drawing sent to me by Satan.
Oh my gosh, it's.
That's why I feel paranoid sometimes when I see those things you got to stare at before you see the image. Mm-hmm. Like you got to just let your kind of relax, let your eyes relax, and then you see it. Like I'm afraid I'm going to see something evil,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like, why am I doing this?
You're opening your brain up or something
exactly.
to possession or something.
Yep.
That's bizarre because I've never. The thing that I experience the most that is heartbreaking to me is people that went to art school showing me their portfolios and they're not particularly good.
Yeah, so they've had
Right, but
training.
But the other thing is, it's like, how much did they pay for this education and came out with a portfolio that was this bad?
Mm-hmm.
That I feel really bad for them, because it's like, you go to these art schools,
formal training. They got, like, their parents paid all this dough, and they still stink.
Yeah, I've had a lot of that, and it's like, I don't even know what to tell them. It's like, well, yeah, I went to SCAT or whatever it's called, SCRAD or whatever. And
You're probably not even close.
No, I am. You guys know what I'm talking about.
I know, but I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
But and you're like, dude, and that because I've had people tell me how expensive that school is.
Yeah.
And they got people in there apparently teaching comic book art that have not worked.
Right. Because because if you were working, you wouldn't take that gig.
Right. The only working guys I know that teach are the ones at Graybeard'S school. Like Lee Weeks teaches there, and I know Simonson teaches in that New York one. Can you imagine, like, taking a class? You're like, holy crap, my teacher's Walt Simonson. You're like,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just showing up and sitting down. Today's substitute.
He's a regular instructor. It's like, I'd be fighting to get in that class.
Yeah.
Can you imagine taking storytelling from SCAD? There it is, the University of Creative Careers, says Torchbearer Studios.
Yeah, I've had instructors tell me for the Savannah College.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Savannah College of Art and Design. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Savannah College tell me that they use my inking book as a textbook.
Well, that's flattering. I guess.
But did I get an invite to teach at that school?
Well, no, they just stole
Of course
it.
not. But they did have to buy the book, and the students had to buy the book, so I did get a piece of that action.
That's true.
Some are saying that this is the best show they've seen so far.
That's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah.
This is the best you guys have done so far. It's like,
Topilo Tuna says, I like this episode.
It doesn't suck that bad. That'd be like
I like every episode, but this one is great in capital letters.
Well,
that's because Aaron, you abandoned that drawing, and you're drawing.
No, it's because the quality of the show is always dependent on how salty your stories are.
Well, there's some stories that I have decided not to tell.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of reading the audience I think that's what they want.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they want. Who needs trash cast when you get stories like this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the first guy that I was talking about, where I just wrote him back and said, why did you send me this? I really had to fight my inner demons and not say, what am I supposed to do with this?
But would you say that's like the old Gary would have said that without even hesitation?
No. I think the younger Gary was more polite than the older Gary.
Okay.
Yeah.
The older Gary's seen it.
But I didn't say that, though. I did not say that.
Okay.
But, I resisted temptation.
That's a...
That's good.
Yeah.
Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do.
The thing that happens to me more than anything, and that annoys the crap out of me, not because it bothers me to be criticized, because it really doesn't, but what bothers me is the lack of etiquette.
Right.
Because I don't think you should, unless someone asks for it, you shouldn't criticize anybody's work in a public forum, even if they post it. If you feel the need really to criticize somebody, then you contact them and go, hey, would you like some input on your drawing you posted?
Yes, that's true.
People are not posting their artwork for critiques unless they're asking for
unless they ask.
They're posting it because they either want you to say you like it.
Yeah, they're proud of it.
Yeah. Or, and I guess that's the case with us too. And like I said, I don't mind if people criticize my artwork, but it's like you post something and the response was, oh yeah, that doesn't really look like that. Like I posted over in, what was that site that everybody used to use for a while and now nobody does?
DeviantArt?
Yes. I posted a thing over in DeviantArt, and it was a white ape holding Deja Thoris, kind of like the crook of her arm, and her butt was sitting on the forearm of the white ape, right? And I drew her rear end pretty round. I didn't really make it like it was squishing into the forearm, right?
Okay.
And that's the only comment this guy had.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And so I was going to get mad and go, dude, seriously? But then I went and said, you know what? I'm going to go look at his stuff. And it was the most amateurish, ridiculous stuff I'd ever seen. And I thought,
of course it was. Yeah, of
and
course.
you're like, dude, seriously? I mean, it's like if I drew that drawing and then Frazetta goes, you should do this, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to go,
exactly. Yeah. They'll say thank you.
Yeah. And then, but you see some
But
guys,
some dishwasher telling you.
yeah, exactly. You're just kind of like, and it doesn't matter if the criticism was correct or not. It's the fact that who do you think you are that you feel comfortable doing that? It's an etiquette thing.
Yep.
I don't mind it really. I mean,
I'm sorry, Dan, go ahead.
I don't mind that. I mean, I just feel I actually look for, sometimes people aren't professional. They have good input. I want to hear all the opinions, so you get the professional maybe, but your peers, but also people know nothing about art. I'm interested in if they like it, sometimes I'll know better,
But I'm saying that if someone wanted to offer that.
Hey, Dan, I'm about to post your Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, you're going to test me now. Like I'll be tested. Like everybody hit Dan with all your stuff.
No, what I'm saying though, Dan, that's fine. And I don't mind that, but they should contact you and go, hey, I noticed. So do you mind if I, say something about your drawing or whatever?
No.
What do you think?
It's the internet.
Hey, hold on a second. David is making a comment. I'm not reading that, David. I am not reading that.
I can't see it. Come on, you got to read it.
No, I'm not reading it. The very first critique I got from a professional, it was a Spider-Man drawing that I did, and I showed it the first time I met Terry Austin. He was in San Jose for a book signing at a comic book shop. I showed him my, inked drawing of Spider-Man, and he looked at it. He wasn't really saying much, and I was trying to, chum the water, so to speak. And I said, "What do you think of my cross hatching?" And he says, "Well, I don't, your cross hatching's irrelevant. I'm just trying to get over how bad that foot is that you drew." And then I looked at the foot and I realized, yeah, that was a really bad foot. So
feet are tough.
I spent all this time on the cross hatching, and I just, faked the foot. I didn't even look at my own foot to see if it was accurate or not. And so he was insulting me and giving me great advice at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what advice is sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I realized by me saying what I just said that I'm inviting people to come after me when I post.
Yeah, see, that's it. Yeah, you got it. Now you got it. So, now you've gone and done it.
But I just think you got to be careful when you're criticizing people, because you better be pretty confident in what your stuff looks like, because it's going to come back to you in a bad way if
But even if you ask for criticism, you better have thick skin because they are going to unload on you.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's better, it's better to, if you have a relationship with an artist and they're open to critiques, see, that's the disclaimer. If they're open to critiques, then to get criticism from a professional and not just put something out there and say any suggestions, because then every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to, throw stuff at you. And most of it is, from people that don't know what they're talking about. Change the subject. Apex Comics is asking what brand of ink do I use? Higgins Black Magic. I've used that stuff for years and years and years.
Do you let it?
Aaron doesn't like it because it gets too thick, and that's the reason why I like it, is because you can manipulate the dark and light value of it by letting it age or adding water to it. So I can do washes, I can do light lines, I can do really, really dark lines, just depending on how old the ink is and how long I leave the cap off. If it gets too dark, I can add water, and that, brings it back to life. It doesn't mess with the quality of the ink.
It's funny you bring that up, because just like the other day I was brush inking for just randomly some panels in Wraith of God, and my ink was getting like gooey, because I had to let the cap off too long. So I took my ink water that I've been rinsing my brushes up and poured it back into the ink a little bit, and it was like, hey,
yeah,
nice, worked out.
That's exactly what I do. David says, Dan, those hands suck.
What?
See, here it comes.
Aaron, those feet suck.
Well, I'm fully aware of that. I don't need you to tell me. Oh my gosh. Remember, this is my fourth drawing today. Could not get it going, man.
Aaron, sometimes I'm surprised. I see you like, oh, I just did this as wind down or warm up or something like that. And it's like, don't you kind of feel like if you're going to be drawing, you should be, just doing it for the work or something like that? Or
are you talking about
thinking? What's the thinking about sort of working for free, so to speak? Like, just sketching for fun. I mean, last thing I want to do is sketch when I'm done, like, with my work.
I'll tell you what it is.
See, Aaron and I just had this conversation.
Yeah, we did. And it's the freedom of drawing something when you don't have to that is kind of liberating for me. And so
yeah, I can see that.
Like work.
And it's true. I love to sketch when it doesn't matter. That's true.
And I always draw something I think I can sell, just in case.
Oh, okay. So that those things, when you sketch them, you're thinking, oh, I might be able to sell that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll do a Conan piece because I like Conan, right? But I'm also doing it because,
Conan sells.
Yeah, or you do, like, I was on a Frazetta kick for a while several months ago, and I did like Death Dealer and Dark Wolf and all these characters, and just because I wanted to draw some barbarian stuff just for fun, but I also knew that those are characters that people like and would have a chance of selling the original. So
yeah,
okay.
I do the same thing when I'm like working on different things, techniques for dark hair as an example, like sheen techniques. And then I thought, okay, instead of just drawing hair, I'm going to draw Black Widow with long hair, so I can sell the original. And so I'm killing two birds.
Art of Roy just bought a bottle of Chinese-Japanese Sumi ink. Let us know how it works. I'm always interested in the next great ink.
Dan Lawless. Harry Jeremick says, Dan, your Hawkeye drawing looks great. Very George Perez, John Byrne-ish. Very nice.
All right, thank you.
Don't get Gary and I started on George Perez.
Aaron, you're asking for it.
No.
George is beloved in the chat.
I know he is.
Pastmaster Dan is stirring up some trouble here. Has Aaron appeared on Graybeard'S channel?
You did, right?
No, she ended up on Kings one night, didn't she? And it was like we shared.
Oh, that height. Okay.
But so you count that?
No, I'm just saying that she's like early in the morning, and I haven't
Right, that's the problem. Yeah,
made it there yet.
Well, Mondays she goes for several hours. I think it's Monday.
Yeah, she does actually into the afternoon now lately. That's how I've been on the show lately, just because of that. I don't get up till late because I work through the night. So.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I did see the link like last week, and I went over there and I thought maybe I'll go on and see Katie. And then I saw you were on there, Dan. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, that'll turn you off. Yeah.
Katie's responding, Aaron, and she says, "Wait, what?"
And I just thought, well, clearly she prefers Dan on her show, so I just am not going to go in there and interrupt a good thing.
All right, well, that's understandable.
That's how it was. That's how it went down. But I thought about it.
Any show Dan's on can't be that.
I was like, wow. I thought this was like kind of an upper echelon.
What is this? Great, just another Graybeard'S. This is Dan.
Yeah, it's like except he's not drawing, so it's like, holy crap.
Toshiro, yes, I did take your advice and get some of that frog tape, and I like it.
What's this?
A while back, Toshiro recommended. We were talking about low tack tape.
I got that blue stuff. That works really well.
And that's one of the advantages of this show is there are a lot of artists in the chat, and they recommend art supplies that I've never heard of.
Yeah, and there are a lot of artists in the chat waiting to criticize us.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, they're sitting on their perch like that Lord Pumpkin drawing.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, this is the thing. If you're professional, you gotta. This is separate from the men from the boys here. You gotta be ready for it. You gotta be.
And Aaron, by the way, Katie is calling you a liar.
What? Wow, Katie. Okay, that's.
Oh, she sees that situation completely different.
Well, okay. We'll see.
So you got some work to do there, Aaron. You gotta.
Apex Comics, back Dan Lawless, Fembat variant cover on the Fembat Volume 1 campaign on Fund My Comic.
Yeah, you guys have seen that. I could show that at the end of the show.
Do you get a piece of that action?
I drew the cover for it, yeah.
No, well, you've been paid, right?
Yes.
Do you get a royalty?
If we were to get some decent sales, we'll see what happens. But
yeah, when it sells a
no,
million.
that's a vague answer, Dan.
Yeah, I'm not going to reveal all the disclosure, all the finances.
No, that's a curious. Would you get a royalty?
I would if it reached a certain point for sure. I would, I would expect.
Oh, okay. So that was part of your deal.
It wasn't. It was verbal agreement.
So you're not getting anything.
No.
See,
Look, I was compensated for my work, and I'm happy with the compensation. But part of that is at least when I get hired to do any piece of artwork, I feel like it's today, anyways. You're expected to then push the work.
Okay, so that's part of the package when you hire Dan Lawless, is you get great art and Dan
promotion.
Okay.
Because I don't take on any assignment. I that's what you want to talk about pet peeves. That's one of the things where people just come and contact me and say, Dan, what's your rate? And I'm just like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about your project. If I'm going to take on a project, I don't just take on any project. I take on something. I go, like I saw Fembat. I thought, first off, I knew Brett, and just for look through the chat and stuff, and I've been on shows with him, very nice person, and then he had this character, and I thought I like the name, I like the story, I like the premise, and he said, "Do you want to just do a trading card?" So I started doing a trading card, and it turned out to be really good. And people said, "Make it into a cover." So we just made it into a cover.
So you take on projects with high cultural value, like Cash Grab.
Yeah, I do. I I pursued that assignment. I contacted Cecil, said I want to work on it because I read the first one, and it's just nuts. It's just crazy. Cecil I find him really funny. I know you guys don't necessarily.
No, he is funny, but he's funny in a very sort of
it's a raunchy way funny, but
yeah.
But I thought it was hilarious, and so and it just appealed to me, and I said, "Hey, I want to do a cover of that." That looked like fun. So.
Mickey says, Dan, you need Queen Mickey management.
Okay, yeah, I probably do. Yeah,
Mickey's always looking for a buck.
She could be. I bet she would probably be a pretty damn good management, or what do you call it, representative. She'd be a good rep, probably.
Yeah, she would. She's helped me in a couple of things.
He actually gave me some advice about like when they get trolls and stuff on your Twitter and stuff like that. And what she does, and I think was a really good piece of advice, is they come on and they say they're junk, and then she just keeps linking stuff to her merchandise. So they go in there and it's like, and they're all of a sudden they're trying to be mean to her, but she's just making money off of them. And I thought that was brilliant. Why don't I do that? Like if someone's being nasty and rude or something, I'll just block someone who's rude. But she's like, don't block them. Just put your links in there. It's really quite brilliant, actually.
Monetize their hate.
Yeah, that would be a good way of doing it. Yep.
I had a guy back in the very early days of like First Wraith, and I think he's one of those anti-Ethan guys, but I don't know if he was like War Campaign or what. I don't really understand all that, but he posted something like, because I have a nice guy reputation, so there's like they're trying to be mean without being too mean, so they seem like they're picking on me, right?
Right.
And he said, "Yeah, I read Garbage Man. It could have been better." And I said, "Well, that means it also could have been worse."
Hold on a second. Hold time out there. Sorry. Sorry, Aaron. That's like the worst criticism in the history of mankind. Pretty much everything on this planet could be better.
Well, that's what I mean, he was trying to take a shot at me, but he was trying to do it nicely. It was a weird thing. But so he says, I read Garbage. It could have been better. And I said, well, that means it could have been worse. So I'll take that.
Hey, that glass is half full, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I could drink that half glass of water.
Thanks for the solid critique. I can sink my teeth into that.
Yeah. He was trying just to be, rude, but in kind of a nice way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, what is it with people online that they think that rudeness just doesn't, like, you can be just as rude as you want? And like, nah, you really can't, actually.
Well, I mean, there's a safety factor. A lot of people in the chat feel safe that they'll say things to us in the chat that they wouldn't dare say to our face, like at a show.
Well, that's not true. They say the same things to me at the shows.
Oh, okay. They're very polite to me when they meet me in person. Very polite.
Yeah, but we want that from the chat because that's fun. Roasting is fun.
No, that's part of the show. But,
right.
Yeah, but there is a safety factor.
Well, that's the difference. When someone's roasting you, roast away. It's fun. It's when they really actually are rude. They're truly setting out to be nasty and that sort of thing.
Gary, can you interpret this for me? What do you think Katie's getting at here?
Okay, please read it.
It says, I always put the link in the King's room. Even Mike Barron has stopped by several times. And what does SMH mean?
I don't know.
You think you're better than Mike Barron? Is that what you're saying, Aaron?
No, Katie, Mike Barron
gets up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, he gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Goes to bed at.
Aaron thinks he's too
He
good.
goes to bed at 9, but he gets up at 5 in the morning.
That's right. He's ready to rock and
I
roll.
don't know. I think I would be offended if I was Katie.
Yeah, Aaron gets up around 10. So there's no way, unless
That's actually kind of
the Monday show has to go, like past 10 Pacific time.
All right, I'm doing the fishnets, and then this is done. And it took me an hour.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I was going to go back to Mike Barron.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's someone in the chat that will appreciate this.
Okay.
I won't say who. It's on the phone with Mike, and he said, "Now, who am I talking to?"
Mike said that to you?
Right, yeah, right after I said, "Oh yeah, Mike and I go way back," and then he said, "Who am I talking to?"
Well,
That does sound a little like Mike, yeah.
Mike's a bit, he's got a lot on his mind. So there's a big toy show in Vancouver this weekend, Gary.
Yeah, I saw a sign like stuck in the dirt on the side of the road yesterday. I'm serious.
Reptiles.
Like that's what you spend your advertising budget on that. So are you going to attend?
My son and I, we're gonna go out and check it out. Last year, I ended up buying something, and I had no plans to do that.
So do they have good stuff there?
Yeah, I mean, I bought. I mean, where else? Yeah, I bought a Zemnu the Living Titan action figure.
See, I wouldn't even know what.
I know. I didn't even know it
That
existed.
was.
Didn't even know it existed. And so I was all over that. And a Headless Horseman action figure that was quite nice.
Really? Do you have that handy?
Yeah, I'll show it here as soon as you finish these.
Okay. Toshiro says, "We toast the ones we love." He's quoting Don Rickles.
Aaron, do you realize sometimes you accidentally slip into Shatner? When you said like for a second, yeah, I go with that show with my son.
Go to the show. He puts on his Spock ears, and we pretend we're Andorian, surgically altered to look like a Klingon. That's all I got. We did a bit, Gary. I don't know if you remember or not. Me and Matt Haley on our answering machine at Studiosaurus.
I remember.
Yeah.
You guys were constantly going back and forth as Kirk.
Yeah, well, that's when I really kind of honed my skills. I was really cooking back then. I could do it.
You would have like these long conversations as like two Kirks talking to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the good old days. Before the dark times.
It was always, yeah, before the
And they got dark.
yeah.
Before
The
Empire
difference, though,
Comics.
is you could draw while you were doing Kirk. Matt couldn't.
Well, Matt couldn't draw when he was doing anything. Even when he was drawing, he wouldn't draw very much. I mean, Matt was a good artist, but man, he was not what you'd call productive. If you're listening, Matt, you know it's true. All right. I'm done. Is everybody else done?
I'm everybody else, yeah.
Matt outsmarted us all, and he got out of comics and got a paying gig.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think I'll hold this up. I think I will hold this up. Let me change this over. Okay, so this is my second drawing.
Hang on a second. I got to get over there. I'm just signing my name.
All right.
Got to go over to the drawing
Show
table.
the first drawing first, so we can compare.
Just
Not
kind
so
of,
bad.
just kind of gay though. Sorry, no offense to any gay people in the chat, but so we went with this.
Ah,
There we go.
Yeah, wise choice.
Couldn't get the hang of the bird, man. That's a Steve Rude thing.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think he will have any trouble selling that one.
There you go. I even remembered to sign it.
I love with that profile of that locked leg, her the leg on the left to us. That
Yes.
has that S curve.
Thank you, sir. There's Katie. Nice. I love it. Thank you, Katie. That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much. Rachel Brinkley says, dang, Aaron sure can draw up the ladies. Like the pose. There we go. Okay. Skull Nasher says Steve Rude won without being here. Yep. Oh, yeah, there we go. Interesting, says Mickey. Which reminds me, we should make use of that, right? We got you.
Your drawing is interesting.
There it is.
Wait, let me see it because I'm just got my camera back here. Okay, I like it.
You know, for changing your mind 2/3 of the way through the show.
This is a half-hour drawing.
Yep.
Well, an hour. It was an hour.
Let the auction begin. We're starting out at $5.
There it is, $5. Beryl says, I still say you should have drawn Snowbird. I would have had less to fill in with the blacks. All right, Dan Lawless. Let's see your. Let's see what you
think. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan. So you got $10, Aaron. The bidding has begun.
Woo. All right.
David bid 20.
20 doll hairs confirmed.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't read that part. Dan, that is awesome.
Very nice.
I want to add some speed lines. I'm going to add some like lines going back like into perspective, and I think that'll give it some real punch. Needs a little more punch.
Never my favorite Avenger, but that drawing is very dynamic. I mean,
he made him look cooler than he deserves to be.
Exactly. He's like, He-Man-ish, and
Here's Rocky McCobb throwing it out there. Very well done. I don't like it. Oh, you need to put
Slacker 23 is bidding on Dan's $30.
$30 confirmed. Apex says, "Good God, that's awesome."
Oh, thank you, Brett.
Yeah, it is awesome. I like it a lot.
Very nice.
Except the foot.
Feet, I tell you, that's really no. I'm telling you, feet are tough.
I'm kidding.
Okay, feet are tough. I mean, the one where that's planted, that's fine. The other one, I don't know. I never know. Whenever I draw a pose like this, I never know exactly how to draw the other foot.
Well, how do you
80 go in capital letters? Woo, damn.
How do you even visualize that? Because that's not an angle of a foot that you would see often.
I know. That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah, that is the problem. But we don't need to get into that right now. Let's see here. Mickey says 35 confirmed. I didn't know we're actually bidding. Best thing I can think of says his abs look like the Batman symbol. Ah, they do.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But they still look like abs, though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is there all kind of subliminal messages in this illustration?
Right. What else can I sell? Can I sell some products? Drink Coca-Cola,
Buy cash grab.
Buy Menon.
Antonio Rochello says, amazing work. Let me tell you how to fix it.
All right, can you take me down? I'm tired of holding this up.
No.
My arm is I don't do manual labor,
All right, here's that real quickly. Here's the oops. He's got the pumpkin head. See him in there?
Okay, yeah.
And the horse.
The horse is awesome.
There we go. That's better.
Fun.
Yeah, and there's this diorama slips off the back here like this. And you can put this behind him. It's got like a
if you would consider playing with it.
Right, which of course I'm not.
The only thing about that, something like that, if you're gonna have a toy of horse, wouldn't you want to kind of move in on an arm or move in a foot or something? Some kind of dynamics to the horse pose.
Well, you can move this around. I mean, people.
Oh, the legs will move.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like an action figure.
Oh,
look at the box art is cool.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that, man. That was one of the most fun things when you got toys as a kid, like G.I. Joe or something, was the box art.
Yes. I love the box art more than the actual figures. It's like, do you remember, maybe you don't, but the Marvel came out with this giant, I mean, like the box was like this big, a Galactus figure. I got it. It was at San Diego, but Joe Quesada did the box art. And I didn't care about the figure. It was such a cool drawing of Galactus that Joe Quesada had done on the box. I was like, just give me the box. I was like one of the kids. I don't want the present inside. I just want the box that it came in.
Let me ask you this. Was it inked by Kevin Nolan?
No.
Okay, then I'll pass.
Well, they look good though. I don't know who inked it, but it looked good. Okay, so folks, there you go. I'd appreciate you again. As always, as we go along and Gary tells more stories, the audience grows. And so please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done that already.
The legend grows.
Now, Andy Smith has, of course, told me that he could actually come next week, but I don't know if I'm going to let him come because he doesn't tell me when he's on the show. I tell him. But I may have to take that.
That sounds like you and what's his name in the Oval Office.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, yeah, Zelensky.
Yeah,
did you guys see that one that somebody changed the words in there that was completely realistic, and he just keeps saying that he was stealing the money and all that? Oh my gosh! I think I put it. I think David put the link in there.
Probably. Spambot for A5. Is that Austrian or Australian? Maybe
Austrian.
I don't know. It's A. Good fun trying to figure out an anime Kit Carter drawing while watching along. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, so that's
rolling in now. Thank you.
That's Algerian money.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay. So anyway, hit the like and subscribe, you guys. Also remember, I do have a campaign called Wraith of God 3 Fear Hollow featuring a Headless Horseman. How about that? And so you'll find a link in the description of this video. Take you right there to back the graphic novel. Please check it out. Also, my website, you'll find a link there where if you've missed any back issues of Kit Carter or Wraith of God or sketchbooks or anything like that, you can find them on my website. There's a link in there for Dan's YouTube channel. Let's bring this up. Hopefully you guys can see that. That's
just the cover that I was talking about before, the Fembat.
Yes.
So I love the name, and it's a great story, and I like it. So I'm on a cover, so it's fun to be on a cover, and
very nice.
I think she looks pretty cool.
That is a great cover. I love it. It has almost kind of like it's the design is very adult, but it also has a kind of a 50s sort of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking about. And the design is that way too. It's got the bullet boobs. In her.
Yeah. It does have that kind of feel to it. That's really cool. And also you'll find the link to Dan's YouTube channel. I put Corin Kaiser's Stone's Instagram on there because I thought he might be showing up today, but he let us down. And then I didn't put anything for Andy Smith because Andy just blew us off totally. And then they're saying it's not showing again. What is going on with this? Anyway.
Want to try it again?
Yeah. Let me change the screen this time. And
what did you do last time to fix it?
He did full, with no one was on but the picture.
No, I don't want that. Don't want that. How about that? No.
Nope, that wasn't it.
No.
That might have been it.
But then we're down at the bottom covering it up. So then I remove Dan. Now you can see it.
Can we see it, chat?
Can you guys see it now?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, they see it now. That is, God, it's so weird.
There's Fembat. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. And so I also want to remind everybody that David Williams is still working on EVS's Fearsome. You'll find a link to that campaign as well. And
by the way, I just want to add, this is on Fund My Comic. So that's where you will find it.
And support Dan. There you go. No Dan Lawless, Bob Ross this week, says Toshiro. Oh, no, I've got it, but I haven't put it together yet. So we'll do that next week if I remember, which is pretty weak, but you never know. I might remember. Okay, so that's going to do it, guys. I want to thank Dan and Gary and me and everybody in the chat and all the super chats. You guys, thank you so much. We could not do the show without you. We appreciate your. Oh, wait a minute, $20 from Rand Arrington. No, that's the one I read, and it still doesn't make any sense. Okay, sorry, Rand.
Hey, we got to give them what they want.
Exactly. Oh, look at that. It is Bob Ross. It's Dan is Bob Ross. Look at that. Well, somebody put like your Bob Ross over the top of your, Bob Ross's voice, and it's perfect. It matches perfectly.
Oh, yeah, that. I got to find that. I forget who did that. Oh, my gosh. It was great.
Toshiro sent it to me. I've got it.
Dan, how many props do you have at your fingertips?
I got a few of them. What do I got? This is a pretty cool look. Hang on a second.
Wow. Yeah, look at you go.
Wait a minute. Got to get the sideburns. They're important.
Oh, that comes with sideburns.
I love that. I'm telling you.
Now, this is cool.
I'm going to have to up my prop game. Dan is shaming us all here. So, all right. Anyway, that's going to do the show. You guys check out Landing Party if you're still around at 5 o'clock on Graham's channel. We're talking about The Trouble with Tribbles, and we'll see you all next week right here on Graybeard's Studio. Good night, everybody.